Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Dennis and welcome back to 1 Year 365. It's been a while since I'm recording this kind of stuff because at the time I'm recording this, it is December 19th, I think. And yeah, I think so. So in 3 days from now, I would have my birthday, which already happened when you watch this video. It probably happened. It actually happened a week ago. Yeah, last week, pretty much. Um, so this will be out in Thursday, 29th of December, I believe, and this is also episode 213. So, yeah. Today we'll talk about. I think I'm going to compare myself like in the past and like the today me, and like things that I wish I already knew, back then. Things that I what is it like things that I know now that I kind of want to change about me in the past, pretty much, so that I probably would have had a better life. But before we start, actually, I'm kind of grateful, in the state of where I am right now. I'm actually quite happy. Um, yeah, I had some falls in the past in 2019. I'm pretty sure I already told you about that. And when I when I was in that position, at my lowest low, I just think to myself that the only way is up, so I tried my way, going up from then, and I feel like I'm quite in a good position right now, compared to where I was. And yeah, let's see, I guess. So first, I probably will start with the very far back. At the time I'm recording this, I was still 25, but at the time this video got released, it's already 26 for me because of the birthday. So yeah, let's say, since I was kid, maybe like 20 years ago. Okay, we start from there. So it will be 2002. Um, I think I haven't entered school just yet, or maybe I have. I'm not quite sure. Also, I'm sorry that I don't really write much, because I'm kind of focused on what I'm trying to say. Okay, because I'm remembering things that happened in the past and comparing it to myself right now. So back when I was kid, I was actually quite a creative kid, I would say, because um, just like any other kids, I have lots of toys. And I think one of the best game that I played at the time is building tracks. So it was like I have this toy car. Okay, I have this toy car, and there is the track for it as well. And when I was kid, I used to like creating like course so that my car can go elsewhere. I set up some chairs, a lot of chairs, and then I just put the tracks on top of these chairs over here, across the table as well. Like I made this course so that my car, this toy car, can go towards this track. I feel like um, it was like my favorite activity back then, because I quite did this multiple times, actually, not only once, not only twice, but I feel like whenever I feel like doing it, and it is quite often as well. Well, I think anyway. Um, well, I did that every weekend, I believe. Not really. I think I did that mid week as well, in the weekdays, because again I haven't entered school by that time. So not quite really. I'm pretty sure I was already in kindergarten by then. Yeah, but kindergarten was only off until noon, like before 12 p.m. I believe. Before midday. I think kindergarten's already over. So yeah, this time probably, but I don't think so. Or also because wait, what did I do back then? Maybe I just sleep. Maybe I just slept. I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm just sleeping. I'm not sure, but the point is, I was quite creative kid back then. So, looking at myself right now with lots of ideas that I'm pouring into these videos in my channel, I feel like I'm not really that different from um, who I was back then and who I am right now. I feel like I'm not gonna change that. Comparing my creativity back then and today, I feel like it's kind of the same. If anything, it just transforms from one form into another form. Like my creativity is probably like small, and then now I would consider it kind of big as well with everything that's happening in this channel. Uh, yeah, like my head's pretty much full of ideas nowadays, and it's always great, right? It's always great. So I'm quite happy with that actually. I'm not gonna change that. If anything, it's just me, developing my creativity from when I was kid, then from up to who I am right now. I feel like it just keeps big, getting bigger, and I'm quite happy for that. Um, Okay, let's go to elementary school. Okay, this is interesting because me and the elementary school and me today is completely different person. I was a kid and well, obviously, but there is something else to it. So back when I was in elementary school, I would just write it as ES elementary school, and my Naomi. Back when I was in elementary school, I was one of that kid that has big body. Okay, like I'm big. Yes, I'm Asian, but like in the global, like we think about it globally, I'm quite small because I'm Asian. But comparing me to my other friends, I was like one of the biggest kids, I would say, and unfortunately, I used that in a wrong way. But I'm glad I realized then because I changed after that. I changed into a bit better person. So who I was in elementary school was quite, um, yeah, I would consider myself as a horrible person in a way that I did use that benefit of my big body into doing something that is not in the good way. Okay, so let's just say that I'm a bully pretty much. I was okay. I was, um, and yeah, I feel like I felt like I had the power for that because I was bigger than my friends, and then I just channeled that into like thinking that I had the power, so I could do whatever I wanted. And back then it was actually quite a big of deal as well because I got into trouble with so many other kids, and like their parents are not happy with me. Their parents are not happy with me, and my parents got called to school quite multiple times as well. And yeah, my parents were not happy about me, and yeah, like pretty much, I feel like um, they were not scolding me or things. I mean, they were, like they scolded me for sure, but I feel like it was enough in a way that I changed. I changed pretty much, and yes, it happened in elementary school. I think it was in the lower grade as well. So there's 6 years of elementary school, okay, and I feel like I was the bad. The worst I was is probably in the third to fourth, I believe. Yeah, I think third to fourth. Once I entered fifth grade, it was gradually decreased. I was not as a as big of bully anymore, although sometimes I still did. Okay, but it's not quite as as chaotic as I was in third or fourth grade. And then by sixth grade, I think I was changed, I would say, because I was like way older. It was kind of interesting as well to see that sixth grade compared to first grade, it's still in the same school, but there's like a big difference. I felt like when I was six, I was focused on the final exam, so I didn't really do a lot of, I was quite focused on things, and that I channel my power to focus on that, so that I didn't have the power to bully others. Pretty much, it's always a great thing, right? I think what happened here is that um, I just had that lots of energy. Yeah, like you can say I was like a hyperactive child, right? Which is bad thing in a way, also great thing in a way as well. Bad thing is if the bad thing is, is happening to me, that, an example is things that happen to me. So I think I had that much energy that I didn't channel it through something, and then I used that energy into doing bad things. I think what I was doing wrong was that I was not I was not led into doing something. Had I, learn about, let's say, like physical activity, like, I don't know, like maybe some Asian taekwondo or kung fu or judo or something, probably wouldn't be as big of a bully when I was kid, and that's probably gonna make me a better man. So I think what I learned is that it's all about energy channeling. Because I was such a hyperactive kid, like you couldn't really blame me for having that. I feel like, what is it again? Like, uh, what is it when you have, when a kid has too much energy, and they become hyperactive? Is it ADHD again? I'm not sure actually. So yeah, like, yeah, I just had too much energy that it was not channeled correctly, and then I used that, for something worse. In this case, bullying others. When I'm talking about bully, it's pretty much like I'm teasing my friend, like, not that I'm, doing a actual criminal thing. No, I think not. Anyway, it was like, yeah, like teasing my friend. Okay, like, like when my friend had something, I grabbed that from them. Like, let's say, like pencil or things, and then they cried. Okay, and like those kind of stuff. It's not like I'm into like fist fight. No, nothing like that. I don't think anyway. Although there was like this small kid that I, like, somehow I just, did piggyback into this kid, and then, because he's small, he fell and he broke his teeth. I think that was like one of the worst thing. I think, in fact, that's probably the worst thing that I actually did. But then again, okay, I feel like it was not something like I went into fist fight, unlike other kids that were probably bigger than me or even smaller than me, but like, they had like even much more energy than me, that they got into this fist fight, like, fist fighting their, like next grade. Like, we're all probably like third grade, and then there's this one person, or some, I guess, that they start, doing shit with the sixth grader, and then they start, in fight, right? I was not like that, nowhere like that, because yeah, the way I bullied people was not as bad as you might think, I would say. Although it's still right. I'm not making things right. No, it was still wrong, and I'm glad actually that I changed. And yeah, by sixth grade, I was no longer a bully anymore, I don't think. And then, start with junior high school or middle school, grade 7 to 9. I was quite a different person because I went from private school to state school. Yeah, it was like private school, and then I went to the state school, and then once I entered this, I realized that there is so many types of people. Okay, and me thinking of how big I was in elementary school, I was quite small in this environment. Okay, there is so many people with, like bigger body than me, people with lots of money, from their parents and stuff like that. I was At the time, I realized that, I was nothing. I was no one. I was such a small person. Like, Why did I, dare to do such things when I was in elementary school? But here, as soon as I entered middle school, I did not do that actually. Yeah, like in fact, I was quite small that I started being passive, I think, which is kind of bad in a way, because being passive means that, people will think of you as a boring person, I would say. You just doing your own business. Yeah, I feel like I was quite introverted here in the middle school, which is kind of bad, I would say, because it makes me kind of passive person. So I guess there's this fine line where, you quite being an hyperactive, and then you become hypoactive as well. Like your this one you have too much energy. This one you has like low energy. Okay, so there's like this line, which is I think where I am right now. Actually, it's kind of great. So from elementary school, I think I'm kind of glad that I changed and I am not such a bully anymore. And yeah, I'm just quite happy that I learned it back then, because it's gonna be bad if I, had it happen to me like in these current times because I feel like people not gonna forgive me. For once, I'm much older now. Like I'm 18 plus, meaning that I should have already known what's good and bad, right? And back then I was like less than 10 years old, meaning that it's still a bad thing, but you can kind of say that I was still a kid, I learned, so it's kind of quite forgivable back then when I was young, rather than when I was in 18 plus actually. I'm glad that that actually happened when I was kid, so that I had time for improvement pretty much, and I forgive myself. I'm not sure if people that I bullied back then forgive me or not, but I don't really care anyway because it's been a long time ago, and what matters is that I kind of forgive myself, and I think that's what matters the most. Um, Also, the fact that I feel like out of 100% of my friends back then that I know, I only know probably like less than five actually that I'm still know at this point as well. So there's that. Um, like people come and go basically. Excuse me, I just drink because I feel like this will be quite big video as well. Because it's throwback time. Okay, I'm just gonna not gonna rush. I'm just gonna take my time and just pretty much think of it as what is it like reflection, pretty much. Okay, so pretty much what I did in elementary school, although it's bad, I'm kind of happy that it happened uh, back then because if it happened like sooner, not sooner, like later, then I would be in a bigger trouble pretty much. So I'm kind of happy that if it happened in like earlier back in the day, so that I had time for reflection, time to change myself, and yeah, I'm quite happy for that. So I'm not gonna change that because I feel like through the course of time, I soon realized that you know um, there is someone above me. There is always someone that is better than me. So knowing that, meaning that I'm lower than someone else, meaning that I shouldn't be what is it like over proud of myself because and then like do bad things to others because I'm pretty much no one here. There is always someone else better than me. So keeping myself low means that I should be more grateful of who I am, and that I should not be demeaning towards others, which I think it's a great like a moral compass, I would say. So yeah, I'm not gonna change that. Okay, since we talk about middle school, I guess we can just the next thing is about middle school. I was too passive, and this is quite bad. And this is probably the first thing that I want to change about myself is that I feel like I should be more active. Although in high school, um, I was way more active. More active than when I was in middle school. So at least there's that, I guess. It happened. It's like cause and effect, right? So the cause is I was too passive, meaning that the effect is I tried to be more active in high school. I guess I'm not gonna change that as well then, because if I was already active here, then when I was in high school, I'm not gonna even try. I was not even gonna try, right? So I'm quite happy that I was passive back then. I guess I'm not gonna change that as well. Then, so yeah, I'm not gonna change that. I guess me being passive in middle school is like a stepping stone, pretty much. So that in high school, I had this thought that, um, you know what? I was too passive. Let's do something more active in high school. And yes, it happens, and it happened, and I was quite active person as well. Like, if you ask my name towards my, the friends, the people in my grade, I feel like 95% of the students know who I was, pretty much. Like, um, do you know Danny Chase? Well, my name is not really Danny Chase, but let's pretend that this is my real name, okay? And you ask this question, do you know Danny Chase? Well, I feel like 95% of people, oh yeah, that's the kid from this class, right? And then you ask, what do you know about him? But I feel like also, like people will know like who I was as well, because I joined a lot of extracurricular as well. I joined two actually. The first is the um, what is it like the Red Cross. Yes, I joined the Red Cross, and the Red Cross itself has like more than 100 people in it, like students. Out of I think what is it? Out of 180 something, I believe, or 200 students in total. So that in itself means, oh no, actually no, that's not true. Out of 300, so that's at least one third of people that is in my extracurricular, so they know me, right? That's at least a guarantee of one third. And then that's also spread across classes as well, meaning that in every class at least there's these small people that know who I am. So like at least there's that. There's also um I was in what is it called again? Like focal group, I think. I don't know what it's called though. I think it's focal group, right? Every Monday we had ceremony, okay? Well, yeah, for the country pretty much, and for the nationalism or the patriotism. There's this ceremony every Monday, and I was in the focal group, singing the national anthem. And yeah, I feel like people would have known me as well through that, because so the location is like this. There is this focal group which is IOM, which I was located, and then there's this flagpole over here, and then there's the people that what is it like the um, that are what is it like leading the ceremony, okay? And then there's this student over here, and then there's over here as well, and then there's this what is it like, I guess like the person that people that lead, I think. And then the teacher is about over here. So this is the flag over here. Obviously, this is the direction of the people that's watching. And because I'm at the front as well, not in the front necessarily. Well, sometimes I'm at the front. I was at the front. Um, but one thing to say is that because everyone looks at the front, sometimes they also look at us because we sang the song, being in the vocal group. So, in a way that I got the attention. So I feel like that in its own, people also know me from that as well. So yeah, like also I was quite active as well. Like I visit um other classes often as well. Like sometimes, okay, so I was in grade uh science 2, I believe, science 2. So there's the way this grade is, there is like three grade. Obviously there is these 10, 11, and 12. And then every time there's like in the grade 10, I mean, there's like grade science 1, class science 2, class science 3, until science 10, I believe. And then there is at the 11 one there is only science 1 to 8, and then there is social 1 to 3, I believe. And then the same goes for the 12 as well. So um, what I like to do is that sometimes I visited the first class. I was in the second, okay? I was in the second. Sometimes I visit the first. Sometimes I visit the third one. Sometimes I visit the fourth one, fifth one, and so on and so on. So, like in a way, I visited other classes as well just to interact with other people, other of my friends. So I feel like um, some of them also know me from there as well. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so the big question, do I want to change that? Okay, that's the question. Do I want to change that? I probably not, because I feel like that was probably one of the active state I was in high school, because university is different story. Okay, after high school, there's university obviously, and this is a different perspective as well, which I will talk about this after this. I'm not gonna change this because this is the Kickstarter of me being active. Um, and that actually leads me to the university, because this state school is in the same city where I live. Well, that's not true, but it's kind of close. Okay, it's like less than 5 kilometers. In miles, that is less than 3 miles, I believe, or 4 miles. That's less than 4 miles, and it's quite approachable, right? But my university, it was like 80 kilometers away, or in miles, that is about 60? No, 50, I think. Yeah, it's about 55 miles, I believe. So that's already a big, like a long drive, right? That's like a different big cities. And I feel like me being active in high school is a Kickstarter, so that I have the courage to, to go to the university that is um, outside my hometown pretty much. And so that I visited the dorm and stuff like that. So yeah, that's like a Kickstarter for me being the bigger thing. So I'm actually quite happy for that. I'm not gonna change that, and there's that, I guess. In university, this is quite interesting as well, because I feel like everything that happened through the ups and downs, I feel like it's necessary so that I'm in the state or position of where I am right now, which is I'm kind of grateful also. So, yeah, I mean, probably there's other universe in which I actually have like a real job and I'm happier than who I am right now. But I'm kind of grateful for who I am right now anyway. So I'm not jealous of me in other universe. In fact, I think my other me in other universe is probably jealous of me in this universe. So if anything, that's probably the thing that is the fact. So yeah. About uni. Okay, so I said something bigger happened, right? Well, if you remember, like minutes ago, about me transitioning from elementary school to middle school, I thought that I was big, and then in middle school, I'm apparently not. I'm just small person. Well, here's the thing about university. The same thing happened in high school. Okay, I thought that I was someone, and then in university, I realized that there is so many other person with so many different culture that makes me think that I'm no one pretty much. There's already there is also some other people that, like I said, are better than me, smarter than me, bigger than me, in fact, like way bigger than me. Well, again, I'm small, but you know but by Asian, I'm kind of average. But I was kind of surprised that there's so many, like really so many other people that is bigger than me. So I just felt small in the terms of knowledge, social interaction, wealth as well, because there's like way many other people of my friend that are in a very great economic state than me. So yeah, like, and then there's also people that are more active than me, like pretty much there's so many people that are better than me. And yeah, I guess that also kicked me about like what's my special then, if people has their own, if people's better than me, what makes me better than others, right? So I think about it as uniqueness, like specialties, I would say. um I feel like I am better than anyone else in a way that I know the bigger things of how things work. I feel like like it's about mindset, I think, anyway, because I actually didn't realize that until in my solitude in 2020, when during the pandemic, okay. Like because 2020 everyone actually was from home, right? Everyone's at home, therefore the only way to go out is through internet, and through the internet I learned a lot. That's also why I make this channel, okay. During the pandemic as well, because I feel like I might not be as smarter as my friend, I might not be as big as someone else, I might not be as like as what is it, like good at social skills as my other friends. However, I think I was probably the only person that could see things from bigger perspective, like because of the internet as well. Like thankfully for that, because I know about people's point of view as well. So I took things because I received lots of things of point of views of how people see things, which is I would say it's kind of great. So yeah, I'm kind of happy if that way, right? And to who I am right now, because I don't think um, like my friends that I know anyway, they all work into some, like they're working, right? They're employees. So I feel like I know more things than them, in a way of like in the terms of perspective, okay. Because maybe people, I think people got like busy with their work, that they don't really explore that much as I do. So like think about perspective from A to B to C to D to Z. Well, my friends probably only think about things that are in their circle, like let's say about job, about their love, about their yeah, that's family, about that's pretty much it, right? And they don't actually think outside those boundaries. But me, I'm open, I open myself pretty much to I see lots of stuff happening. I think about lots of stuff as well that happens to others as well. So pretty much there's always perspective to learn, and I think that's like my specialty, I would say, compared to my friends. Like legit, if if you think who's smarter, me or let's random, like pick random person, then it's I would say like it's always come up to my other friends that are smarter than me. Like who is more richer than like you, who has more money. Well, again, I would say 100% sure that my friends are have more money than me. And then about like who's bigger, I also think that my friends bigger than me as well. But like but if the question is who sees things far, or who is able to see things in different perspective and take it like know for how it is, I think most of the time I feel like the answers is me. Not that I'm self-proclaiming here, but this is how it is, I think. Because again, like I feel like people busy with their own business that they don't actually try to like explore more, far beyond their comfort zone. I feel like so. Yeah, in that case, I'm winning. So I think that's great for myself. So yeah, also great for the channel as well. I think so. I'm not gonna change that as well. So in conclusion, comparing myself in the past and me right now, um, I guess the conclusion is that if I can go back in time, I don't think I will change anything. Because I probably was not happy at those times. I probably am not happy in my state right now. By happy, I mean not satisfied. Okay. But the thing is that I feel like it's necessary so that it drives me to become a better person. In general, so we start small, right? And then going big, and going big. And this is me. Well, there is still bigger size of me in the future, I believe. um, this is me. If I try to go back, like to make myself big from the start, I feel like the story will be different. In fact, it might actually shrink. So I'm not gonna change that. Actually, I'm quite happy with this. So seeing myself suffering in the past, I think it's necessary for me so that it drives me to become a better person. So yeah, I'm not gonna change myself. I think like if someone offers me a time machine, and I can go back in the in the past, I don't think I will change anything. In fact, I probably will not take that offer. Even if I do, I probably will be like observer. I'm not gonna affect this thing to happen. I probably will just be outside, just thinking, right, just observing myself, and that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna interfere in any way, so so that this flow of time is happening. So yeah, that's why I guess up until now I don't have things that if time travel is a thing, I haven't had something from me in the future, which is I guess that's the reason why, because I feel like it's necessary. However, I feel like maybe if it's true, if time travel is true, I feel like he is somewhere out there probably watching me right now, well, in the past as well, but as an observer, like he probably wouldn't change anything, I would say. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, I think that'll be it for this one. Like comparing myself in the past and who I am today, I feel like I'm quite grateful. And yeah, comparing myself, the answer to the question, will I change anything? No, I will not, because again, everything happens for a reason. All this stuff over here in the past, my dark past, I think it's a great cause so that I become a better person in general. So yeah, that is always a great thing. So yeah, I think that'll be it for this one. This has been 10365 in the 213th episode. Today is 29th of December. Tomorrow we will talk about everything that happened in 2022 through Wikipedia, and then after that as well, in the 31st, it's about 2022 in the perspective of mine. So things that happened to me in 2022, and it's just pretty much a review, like individual review. While in the everything happened in 2022, it was from Wikipedia. So yeah, there's that. It's a little bit spoilered. I think I'm not, because I got the source from Wikipedia, meaning that it was not really things that are famous in the internet culture, which that actually leads me to a project that I will do in 2023. It's called Everything That Happened in this week. starting from week 1 to week 51 or 52 or something, or 53, who knows, right? But yeah, so that I have a grip on what's currently happening in the week in the world, but also things that are pretty much knowable, like acknowledgeable for most people, like events and stuff like that. So yeah, because I look at the matters for 2022 in the Wikipedia, and I feel like most people don't really care about most of things that happen there that's written, which is bad, right? So that's why I'm gonna make my own version of that in 2023. So yeah, it will be called things that happen in this week, starting from week 1 to week 50 something, pretty much. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay just healthy. I will see you again tomorrow, with the everything that happened in 2022 in the world through Wikipedia, and that's pretty much it. But other than, see ya.